What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JellyGoonTv. Welcome back to my beautiful viewers and subscribers, of course. Welcome back to the JellyGoon Squad and welcome back to the beautiful new viewers. Today we have another video, but before we get to that, I want to say please do check down my social media, my Facebook, Instagram, Discord, everything like that. Go to the Discord, become a member of the family, of course. It'd be massively appreciated. As always, I love my supporters and I love the JellyGoon Squad. Thank you for always having my back. Please do comment down below what you think about this video. This video is really gotten me excited because I'm really happy to learn about Russia and learn about the infrastructure, learn about the cultures of the country. So today we're going to react to why Russia is hiding countries inside the borders. And what they mean about that, I think it's because there's a lot of culture in Russia. Russia is not white people who's just, drinking a lot of vodka, smoking a lot of cigarettes and doing all these kind of things. Russia is a beautiful, complex, really entwined country with a lot of beliefs and a lot of religion, a lot of countries, and a lot of culture. There's a lot of beautiful culture in Russia, and that's why I'm really inspired by Russia, because that's one of the countries that is really big. Like, it's one of the biggest in the world, of course. Anyway, guys and girls, get some popcorn, sit down, watch this video with me. I think it's gonna be beautiful. Check out the link down below of this YouTube channel right here. Go over and support the video. Really want you to do that. So yeah, without further ado, JellyGoon Squad, let's get into this. Let's go.
There's the Russia we know.
That's true. That's not the Russia we know, but yeah. It's the funny Russia, right?
The Russia that spans all the way from Europe through the Middle East, all across Asia, shares a border with North Korea, and eventually ends up here at the Bering Sea. But there's also the Russia we don't know.
Exactly. There's a lot of beautifulness in Russia. That's why Russia's a gorgeous country.
These people, places, and cultures are all very different, both from each other, but also from what we perceive as Russian.
Exactly.
And that's because they are. They reside in parts of Russia that are almost completely autonomous, and there's strangely not that much known about them. These parts of Russia are known as republics. There's 22 of these republics. They are essentially countries within a country, as they have their own official languages, constitutions, national anthems, and can control their own natural resources. These hidden cultures are what I would like to show you, mostly because I find them interesting and fascinating,
I find it very
but also
fascinating.
because they are slowly disappearing, for a reason I'll reveal later. But instead of talking about all of the 22 republics, I'll show you the ones I find most interesting. That includes the largest, most disputed, most populated, most exotic, and the most diverse. So what better place to start than Crimea? The Russian Republic that isn't internationally recognized as a Russian Republic, as the status of Crimea is disputed. It is claimed by Ukraine and recognized as Ukrainian by the United Nations and most other countries. But in February 2014, following the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution that ousted the Ukrainian president, Viktor Yanukovych, Russia annexed Crimea after a military intervention by pro-Russian separatists and Russian armed forces. A controversial Crimea-wide referendum, illegal under the Ukrainian and Crimean constitutions, was held on the issue of reunification with Russia. Its official results showed over 90% support for reunification. However, the vote was boycotted by many loyal to Ukraine and declared illegitimate by Western governments as well as the United Nations. But despite this, Russia formally annexed Crimea on the 18th of March 2014, incorporating the Republic of Crimea
what all
and
the
the federal
problems is
city
about,
of
right?
Sebastopol.
Let me pause here. This is the country that everybody's going crazy about, and basically people are fighting over and people getting mad over, I guess, and Crimea. So yeah,
As the 84th and 85th federal subjects of Russia. Following these events, however, Ukraine used the Crimean geography against them by cutting off the North Crimean Canal that provided 85% of Crimea's drinking water. Because of this, there's been a massive shrinkage in the area
That's
under
kinda messed up.
cultivation in Crimea, from 130,000 hectares in 2013 to just 14,000 in 2017. But even though Crimea has a very long and complex history, and the status of Crimea is heavily disputed, I still want to include it, because the geography, climate and people of Crimea are all very fascinating. You see, Crimea is only naturally connected to Ukraine by the Isthmus of Perikop, a narrow strip of land just 5 kilometers wide, which almost makes it an island. Crimea also has mountains and subtropical weather, not something you'd normally associate with Russia.
That is 100% true, man. It's a beautiful
Crimean
country, like
Tatars,
there's a beautiful
a
country in
predominantly
everybody.
Muslim ethnic minority who in 2014 made up roughly 10% of the population, was formed in Crimea in the late Middle Ages.
Amazing.
The Crimean Tatars were, however, forcibly expelled to Central Asia by Joseph Stalin's government as a form of collective punishment. And after the fall of the Soviet Union, Crimean Tatars began to return to the region. Today, 16% of the population are Ukrainian and 68% are Russian. But as I mentioned earlier, Crimea is really hot, so maybe we should move on to a different republic with a climate
I think it's a
that's
good
much
idea
more
because you're gonna make me
resembles the
look bad
climate
over
we
here,
would
man. They're
expect
gonna hate
in
me
Russia.
for not saying
This
anything.
is Yakutia.
Yakutia!
As you can see, it's
Salud!
pretty big. In fact,
Seriously?
it's the largest political entity in the entire world that is not a sovereign nation. If it were a country, it would be the 8th largest country, between Argentina and India. So yeah, it's pretty f***ing big. Here, the largest ethnic group is the Yakuts, representing roughly 50% of the population, followed by 38% of Russians and then a bunch of other minorities. They have 2 official
they're
languages,
basically a mixed country.
Russian and Yakut, the latter being spoken by around 40% of the population, and is actually a member of the Turkic language family. The people here are probably the most East Asian looking in all of Russia. They hold on to traditions such as their colorful costumes, food and summer festivals. One of these festivals is Isyak.
Wow.
That is an important festival for families who reunite over pancakes, horse meat, dried or fried fish,
Nice.
and
Who can
hummus,
compare?
which is
Who
a
can you complain
fermented
about that?
rice
That's
milk.
gorgeous.
Attendees at this festival wait.
Let me pause there. I just love Asian people because they have so many things that they come together with and just relax and have fun and family things and everything like that. But the Yakuts is very, very special people. I really, really am interested in what they do and all these kind of different tribe things they do. I think it's a beautiful tribe and a beautiful country, of course. It really is. It's a fascinating culture that it stems from Russia, because Russia is portrayed as this bad country. You know what I mean? Like this torturous country. But it's not. Russia is a country full of culture, full of things that you can learn and everything. Just because the government is a little bit rotten, it doesn't mean that the people in the country is bad. I think it's very beautiful and it's very interesting to see, so yeah.
Line for hours to press themselves up against the chief sarge, a sort of ritual pillar, to ask the spirits of nature for grace and miracles. The capital city of Yakutia is fittingly named Yakutsk, and this is quite the city. It's the coldest large city in the world, with an average temperature of -8 degrees Celsius. Although in general, the temperatures can go as low as -38 degrees Celsius. Now that is cold. And it's therefore the largest city in the world that is in continuous permafrost. Because of this, food preservation isn't really an issue, although cooking the foods might be. Yakutia is however home to more than just cold weather and festivals.
Diamonds.
These are diamond mines, and this mine in particular is the Mirny Diamond Mine, which also happens to be the second largest man-made pit in the world, at a depth of 525 meters and a diameter of 1.2 kilometers. This mine is however no longer in use after it flooded in 2017, but you'll find plenty other mines all across Yakutia that include both underground and open pit mines, mostly due to Yakutia being so big. But despite its size, it's not the most populated republic. That title goes to Bashkortostan, with a population size of around 4 million.
Wow.
It's located here, pretty close to Kazakhstan. Now, even though a lot of people live here in Bashkortostan, it's still a place with insane geography and nature.
Nice.
Examples of
gorgeous.
this include the 2,700 lakes and reservoirs, as well as the 13,000 rivers and multiple mountains that are all found here. In terms of ethnicity of the population, 30% are Bashkirs, 36% are Russians, and 25% are Tatars, and the remaining 9% consists of multiple minorities. Bashkortostan has a rich culture and history surrounding dance and music,
I think
which
it's beautiful to
explains
see
the
that there's
extensive
so much
network
culture.
of national theaters, museums, and a number of annual folk festivals.
Nice.
The
we
capital
seen this
city
one.
is.
I thought we seen some music about this thing where they walk around, and we saw like a festival they have. I have no idea about the culture, but I really want to learn about it. Of course, it's really beautiful to see that Russia is like this. I didn't know that. That's why. The fact that you grow up in a country, Denmark, right? And you have no idea what Russia is. You have no idea what different cultures in different countries are. You just judge them of what you hear from other people. I think it's crazy. There are so many good people in a country and there's so much rich culture. It's amazing, man. So, yeah.
Ufa, where roughly a quarter of the population lives. And this is where you'll find Russia's largest oil refineries. But what about religion? Well, you might have noticed that I haven't discussed religion yet, and the reason is that I saved it for the most diverse republic of Russia, Dagestan. This republic is located north of Azerbaijan, and with a coastline to the Caspian Sea. Dagestan is home to more than 30 ethnic groups and 81 nationalities. For this reason, it's considered one of the most linguistically and ethnically diverse republics of Russia. But in terms of religion, it's actually not as diverse as you might think, considering 83% of the population adheres to the same religion, although not Orthodox Christianity, which is the largest religion in the rest of Russia. Instead, the people of Dagestan adhere to Islam, which is likely due to the geographic location of Dagestan and its close proximity to the Middle East.
Of course.
And because of this location, it's pretty warm in Dagestan, at an average temperature of 26 degrees Celsius in July.
That's actually something to live by.
The opposite of what you would find in Yakutia.
Yeah, true.
And while we are on the topic of temperature, let's move on to the other exotic republics in Russia that are located here with an extensive coastline to the Black Sea. What's fascinating about this region is that it's actually possible to grow tea here. Yes, tea is grown in Russia. I was also confused when I first saw tea plantations here, but it's real, and Russia is actually a surprisingly large consumer of tea, considering they are 5th on the tea consumption per capita list. Although you'll find more than just tea plantations here, as this is a region rich in oil, natural gas, gold, silver, tungsten, and iron, which are all valuable resources. But despite this, it's still one of the poorest parts of Russia, with a GDP of around $3,800 per capita. And that isn't much, but it's a trend we see in most of Russia's republics, even though they should be generating significant amounts of money from the natural resources they have access to. But in recent years, this has not been the case. Add to that a diminishing right to self-governance and autonomy, and you'll begin to understand there's something going on here. And it actually started 2 decades ago, with Vladimir Putin's election on the 26th of March 2000. This was the start of a period of extensive reforms to centralize authority with the federal government and bring all the republic's laws in line with the Russian constitution. His first acts as president was the creation of federal districts, which were tasked with exerting federal control over the country's republics. Putin later established the so-called Cossack Commission in June of 2001 to examine the division of powers between the government and these regions. The Commission's recommendations focused mainly on minimizing the regional autonomy and transferring lucrative powers meant for the republics to the federal government. Centralization of power would continue over the years as the republics gradually lost more and more autonomy to the federal government. Furthermore, in June 2018, a bill was passed that elevated the status of the Russian language at the expense of other official languages in the republics. And with all of this in mind, it's obvious that Putin is determined to completely get rid of these republics, their cultures and languages, to gain complete control over all of Russia. Which is why these republics might not survive for much longer.
I think that's wrong. I don't know. I don't think Putin, he really cares. Anyway, man, what do you think about that video? I would love to know your opinion. I really do enjoy this a lot, and there's a lot of beautiful thing in Russia. There's a lot of beautiful culture, and I think you have to preserve that because there's a lot of beauty in Russia. There's a lot of things that we can learn about it if you give us the opportunity, of course. Please don't remove the culture. It is very beautiful, and I would love to get it to know. There's a lot of good countries in there. There's a lot, of course, oppression by the government with other countries because they got all the resources and shit. You cannot be the biggest country and one of the dangerous country in the world without doing that, of course, just like China. But Russia is not China. That's not what I'm saying. Anyway, what a beautiful thing. Please do comment down below what you think about this video. What is your opinion about this? Please let me know. I want to know. And I don't believe that Putin, he wants to destroy it, but I don't know. Maybe he does. I don't know. What is your opinion about that Putin want to destroy the culture of the country and he want to get down the yachties and all these people? I think it's very wrong. Anyway, guys and girls, please hit the like button down below to support this video. It is really, really important. If you like this video, that you hit the like button in order for me to see that you really do enjoy this content. Also, please do subscribe and hit that notification button to get updated on the newest videos that come to this channel and become a member of the Jelly Goon Squad, of course, the best family on YouTube. Anyway, guys and girls, I'll move on into the next one. Peace.